Hello everyone, I'm Lily, and I'm doing an enhanced podcast for the course CI 501. In this podcast, I'm going to discuss an unintended consequence of technology, that is digital inequity in education. First of all, it is the definition of the term, which is followed by addressing the significance and urgency of bridging the digital inequity in education. In addition, there will be a literature review focusing on digital divide in previous studies. Moreover, I'll share some study and working experiences while facing digital divide. Finally, some possible solutions will be advanced. Digital equity in education means ensuring that every student, regardless of socioeconomic status, language, race, geography, physical restrictions, cultural background, gender, or other attributes historically associated with inequities, has equitable access to advanced technologies, communication and information resources, and the learning experiences they provided. Becker reported later, digital equity are usually discussed using the term digital divide due to the fact that digital divide is a much more common phenomenon. In education world, how to effectively apply information and communication technologies to education and thus diminish digital divide is one of the primary concerns of educators all over the world. The next question is, why should we address and bridge digital divide in education? Well, as is reported, the access to computers and the internet and the ability to effectively use this technology are becoming increasingly important for full participation in Americans' economic, political, and social life. For instance, people can use the internet to go shopping for the low-price products, acquire new skills via distance education, and communicate with friends across the ocean. Indeed, the ability to leverage the benefits of personal computers and the internet has been hailed as the indispensable grammar of modern life. Students are the future of the country. If they don't have access to learn or to use technology, they may not be able to equally participate in economic, political, and social life in the future. While the access to technology is so important, what are the circumstances of technology usages in middle schools? And what are obstacles of integrating technologies? As we can see, the first level digital divide from Figure 1 is about school access to hardware, software, internet, and technology support. Prasad and Jones documented that in the United States, schools' access to hardware has considerably improved as the student and computer radio declined from 3.8 to 1 in 2005 to 3.1 to 1 in 2008. The second level digital divide focuses on the frequency that students and teachers use technologies within the classroom and the purposes of why technology is being used. As to the frequency of students using technologies, Becker demonstrated that students from different socioeconomic status and races in the United States generally use computers at different frequency. First of all, students in no socioeconomic status schools are generally less likely to use computers compared to students in high socioeconomic schools. Secondly, students of different races use computers at different rates within the same school. This agrees with Krager, who found that compared with white students, Black and Hispanic students were more likely to be left behind in using the latest technology in schools. Similar study demonstrated that 37% of teachers in high socioeconomic schools felt well prepared or very well prepared to use computers and the internet every week, compared to 32% of teachers in low socioeconomic schools. The next question we're going to discuss is the obstacles of integrating technology in middle schools in the United States. By reviewing 48 past empirical studies in this field, Hugh and Rush found that a total of 123 barriers existed when technology were integrated in the K-12 education. They classified these barriers into 6 main categories: resources, knowledge and skills, institution, attitudes and beliefs, assessment, and subject culture. And we are mainly focusing on the 4 biggest obstacles in this podcast. As we can see from Figure 2, lack of resources was ranked as the top obstacle of integrating technology into classrooms. He and Rush documented that a lack of resources might include one or more of the following 4 categories: technology, access to available technology, time, and technical support. Pilgrim found that even under very favorable conditions, 40% of educational practitioners still indicated that a lack of hardware was a major obstacle. In addition, Jha reported that although schools have computers housed in laboratories, teachers might not have easy access to use computers due to the fact that they need to compete with other teachers for laboratory time. Moreover, Pilgrim suggested that it would be quite beneficial to develop teachers' technology ability if the schools could employ qualified ICT support staffs. However, it is generally the case that a limited number of technical support personnel were employed in schools, which severely inhibits teachers' technology usage. Lack of technology-related classroom management knowledge and skills is another obstacle that blocks the technology to be integrated into the curriculum. As Harsh highlighted, teachers should have a technology-supported pedagogy knowledge and skills in order to fully integrate technology into K-12 teaching. Likewise, Sononlink found that a limited number of teachers integrated technology into their classrooms because they had limited computer knowledge or skills. When it comes to the obstacle of institution, Hugh and Brush summarized the instructional barriers into 3 subgroups: leadership, school timetabling structure, and school planning. To begin with, school leaders' perceptions of using technology impact the adoption of ICTs within the schools. Additionally, during a study of more than 4,000 teachers in over 1,100 junior middle schools in the United States, it was found that teachers universally feel challenged to effectively design and use ICTs in a class with less than 1 hour's duration. Besides, it was the fact that some middle schools had no planning concerning what to do with the technology once the technology was installed. Hugh and Brush documented that the teacher's attitude and belief towards technology can be another key barrier affecting technology integration. For example, in an investigation of a K-12 school in the United States, it was found that teachers' beliefs about instructional technology model their goals for technology use. Those who view technology as merely a way to keep kids busy did not understand the relevance of technology to the designated curriculum. After comparing my study in China and in Iowa State, I see the digital divide exists in educational system of China and that of the United States. First of all, digital divide exists in access to software. Working as the teaching assistant for CI202, a course focusing on learning technology in the 7 to 12 classrooms, I found that we focus technologies such as interactive whiteboard and geolocation and so on. Nevertheless, while I was an undergraduate and taking a similar course in China about 6 years ago, the basic use of PowerPoint and Excel are the key points. Actually, addressing PowerPoint and Excel usages is useful for future teachers in China because these technologies are most widely adopted by middle school teachers. In addition, digital divide lies in the different access to hardware as well. At the college level, high-speed wellness internets are almost in every building in Iowa State University, but in most colleges in China, cable network is more common with unsteady connections. Therefore, I can safely conclude that digital divide is not only a phenomenon exists in the United States, but is a global issue shared by almost every country. So, how to solve the issues of digital divide? First of all, I think the solution should be made based on the barriers found in previous studies, like the 4 biggest obstacles we discussed in the podcast. For instance, to solve the issue of lacking of resources, let's think about how to get money and pursue the hardware and the software that are required by teachers. Also, how to employ qualified technology support staffs so that teachers can turn help too. How to arrange work time for teachers so that they have time to explore how to integrate technology into the content area teaching. As the proverb goes, finding the problem is half success of solving it. Additionally, educational stakeholders, such as teachers, parents, principals, and communities, should work together to solve digital divide. From teachers' perspectives, we should think about how to improve the technology knowledge. From parents' perspectives, how can we ensure that technology can be accessible at home so that kids are able to learn to use it? In all, digital divide is a social phenomenon that can be solved in a short term. But if all educational stakeholders pay efforts, we can change something around us. So, audience, think about what can you do?